Good morning you guys, it's Karen. I thought I would come and do a quick video before I go off on holiday, so hopefully I'll have time to edit this so you'll be watching it while we are away doing our thing. A couple of you guys have recommended Geek and Gorgeous to me, and so I ordered 2 products, tried them, loved them, and then ordered another 2 products to try. So I've got 4 products to talk about, and I love and would repurchase 3 of them, and the 4th one I'll tell you about it as we get to it. I love the brand because they don't use any fragrance at all, artificial or natural. They don't use things like essential oils. They try to avoid fillers. They are cruelty-free and vegan. They donate to charity. The shipping was very fast. The packaging was great. The shipping wasn't extortionate. The prices are affordable, so there's a lot to love about this company. So let me just get started on the products that I bought. So the first thing I bought was this, and this was the one that really appealed to me. It's part of their 101 range, and this is called A Game, and this is Retinal 0.1%. This is, I have shown you that I was using this in my routine. Let me put enough on there that you can see that this is yellow, and that's because that's the colour the ingredient is. But Retinal is a great ingredient if you don't want to use tretinoin, or it's difficult for you to get hold of tretinoin, or it's expensive for you to use tretinoin, or your neck reacts badly to tretinoin. You might be okay with Retinal. When they describe Retinal on their website, they're saying that this is a really strong product and is only for the most experienced of retinol users. Which is true, because it is something that it doesn't have, Retinol has 2 steps to convert into retinoic acid. This converts immediately into retinoic acid, so there's one less step. But I find that this is the least irritating of everything that I've tried. So Retinol for me is much more irritating than Retinal. Retinal is a product that I would have been delighted to use, but the only products I could find that had it in there was some Avene products that had it in, but I think there was certainly fragrance in one. They weren't a very high percentage, and they're not cruelty free, so I didn't use that. And then there was the Medicate Cristal, I think I tried the Cristal 6 or Cristal 7, I don't know. I tried one of the Cristal ones and it was lovely, but they are uber expensive, and this one is not. So this one is €18.50, which works out about £15, and this one is a 0.1% Retinal. There is actually another one, so this is called A Game 10, and I think it's called A Game 10, and then there's another one called A Game 5, which is 0.05%. So there is one, if you were worried about sensitivity and you've never used this before, there is one that is half the strength of this. This has panthenol and allantoin. I'm not sure how you say that word. It's one I've struggled with for years. Allantoin. Anyway, they're really nice ingredients, really soothing ingredients. I have been using this on my face and neck with no issues whatsoever, and my neck is what reacts to retinol terribly. Like literally, even if there's the tiny amount of retinol in it, my neck will react. But with this, it was absolutely fine. It is a really nice feeling serum. It's not super, let me put it on so that I can visualize what it's like. It's not like a silky serum, it just feels like a cream, not a serum. It feels more like a cream. It feels like you put it on a moisturizing sort of lotion or cream. You can see that it has got that yellow tint. I haven't found any of my pillowcases have been stained at all. This stays on my skin until I cleanse in the morning, and I can see when I use my micellar water, this is coming off on the cotton pads. I don't know whether it doesn't come off because I put a moisturizer on top, I'm not sure, but yeah, I haven't found any problems with staining. It sinks in nicely. It doesn't make my skin feel tight at all. This is a product that I actually put it on and leave it for a little while. Not purposely, I just, like for example, the other night I was in the middle of my skincare routine. Kev was making dinner and he shouted that dinner was ready, and I had used this but hadn't gone on to my next step, which I think I was putting the bakuchiol oil on top of this. And so I just went and had my dinner and went around, you know, went about a few things, and my skin felt great. It didn't feel tight, so it felt like it was moisturized. Your skin feels really soft. You could almost just use this on its own, but you know, I like to use other things on top of it. So I have nothing bad to say about this at all. I think that this might be, this with bakuchiol will be what I use going forward, because I had never really found the product to use in my routine because I was allergic to, or got irritated from retinol. Tretinoin made me too flaky no matter how slowly I did it, and I wanted to use this but it was too expensive or not cruelty free, and so now I found this product. I can see this being a kind of permanent part of my routine, but we'll see. So obviously I can't say what it's done for my skin. I haven't had any breakouts, it hasn't, no allergic reactions, nothing like that, so we'll see what it's like. Oh, the other thing to tell you about this, and this is interesting if there's anyone like me that uses a lot of product, I actually have to be careful with this, because if I use a full pump of this, if I press it down as far as it goes, it doesn't look like very much, but it covers my face and neck and takes me a little minute to rub it in. Whereas if I just press it kind of slower and use about half a pump, that also covers my face and neck, but is more about the right amount. So it's also going to last me a pretty long time because you don't need to use a lot. And you guys that follow me know that I like to use a lot of product generally, but I don't need to with this. So as you can tell, absolutely love that. I think that's a brilliant price, great ingredients, everything's good. Okay, on to the liquid hydration. Looks like this. It is just a kind of watery product, as you can see, just like any kind of toner, and that's how I've been using it, as a toner. This also has in it panthenol, and it has natural moisturising factors in here as well. I've really loved this, really loved it, because it's the right pH. It's like a good pH for your skin, but it's got hydration and kind of anti-irritants in it. So panthenol is great and something that works really good on my skin when my skin is irritated. Now, I did something that I know isn't the right thing to do, but when you get a few new products, you know, when I get a few new products, I want to try each one and see what I think of them. And I did that when I got my Drunk Elephant things, and I also bought these two, I think they were called Hydro Water from Revolution moisturizers, and I tried them all. I think if I had to say, it was the Revolution moisturizers because they have a ton of fragrance in, which I hadn't realized. And yeah, anyway, I get these little lumps on my skin whenever my skin freaks out because of a product. I can tell because there are these little hard lumps on my skin that eventually kind of peel, and they can be a little bit itchy. So this was the perfect thing to use for it. And I'd been using this before these lumps came up, so I knew that I was fine with this and all of these products. So I just kind of pare back. When that happens, I just cut everything out that's new and go to something I know. Just really simple skincare. But I was putting this on, and there was one particular here, or two little lumps together, that was really, really itchy and flaky. And I was using this on it, and it really, really helped soothe it. It was a lovely thing to put on. So I was thinking, if you have got any kind of rosacea, even acne, this would be okay for, but any kind of irritated skin, eczema, anything like that, I think this would be a lovely product to have in your routine. It's just something that's really nice and soothing to use, and I love it. I didn't tell you the price of it though, did I? This is €7.50, so that's about £6.40. Natural moisturising factors. It's 5% panthenol, so I think that's fabulous. Before I went cruelty free, you may remember that I was using, a lot of the time I was using the La Roche-Posay Cicaplast Balm, which is panthenol, and that was something I would use when I had my neck, you know, when my neck was all irritated from retinol, I would use that. My husband would use that, but this is something that is great to use on that kind of irritation, so love that. The next one I bought is this C Glow, and this is vitamin C, 15% ascorbic acid, which is great, plus ferulic acid, plus vitamin E, a small amount of vitamin E. This is €10.50, and that works out about £9, so a fantastic price for a 15% ascorbic acid, really good price. The pH of this, and I did test this, is about 3.3, so really good. You know, it's at a level where it's not too irritating. This is one that I know a lot of you guys love, the Skin Diva one, and I think that has ferulic acid and vitamin E, and maybe even the Timeless one. I don't know. I know that it's a combination that is popular, and so I think that this will be really good if you're looking for that C plus ferulic acid plus E. But like I said, there is only a small amount of vitamin E in this. My history with vitamin C, specifically ascorbic acid, isn't great. I used the ordinary vitamin C 23%. I tried it a few times, like with a big gap in between, and it just, as soon as I put it on, I felt like I needed to wash it off, you know, and I did a lot of the time, because I was just like, no, this is no good. I tried mixing it with other things, like hyaluronic acid, and, you know, it didn't work for me. I then used to use the vitamin C 30% in silicone, but that eventually started irritating my skin as well. I had the same issue with other vitamin Cs. The only two that I could get on with was the Skin Diva one and the Timeless one, but I just felt I had never seen any positive effects from using vitamin C on my skin. I had only seen that every time I used vitamin C, my skin became hypersensitive, and so I just figured, you know what, my skin just doesn't work with ascorbic acid. And I found my beloved ethylated ascorbic acid from Hylamide and, you know, other brands, and so that's what I have used. So I was curious to see how this worked on my skin and how it felt when I put it on. And it is just, you know, a very watery substance, so it's not one that I would say, oh, it feels amazing, it feels lovely. It's one, it feels quite nice. It's just, it's very liquidy, but doesn't feel silky or anything like that. But when I did put it on, I did notice a tingle. It wasn't a stinging. That's the most important point, I think, because like I said, with the vitamin C from The Ordinary, I would instantly want to wash it off my face. But I put it on and was like, okay, my skin is tingling. Is this going to make my skin hypersensitive? And am I going to want to take it off in a minute? Is this going to get worse? But it didn't get worse at all. The first couple of days I just put it on my face and not my neck, because again, my neck will react to ascorbic acid. But I have since been putting it on my face and neck with no reaction, and my skin has not gone hypersensitive. That's normally what happens with an ascorbic acid. So first impressions of this are good. I can't say that, I think I said at the beginning that there's 3 out of the 4 that I would definitely repurchase and 1 that I wouldn't. But actually thinking about it, it's not that I wouldn't. I don't know yet. I've only just started this, you know. I need to see if I see any changes in my skin. I'm going to use this every morning before my SPF and see how my skin is. I've used this now for about a week, a little bit over a week, but I'll continue to use it and see if I notice any changes in my skin. But I think for texture wise, I do prefer my ethylated ascorbic acid. I might be swayed by the fact that this isn't making my skin hypersensitive, so it's good to use an ascorbic acid. I don't know, so I'm kind of on the fence about this one at the moment. But if you are an avid vitamin C user and you love vitamin C, then I would highly recommend this, you know, because it's a great product and it's affordable. The only thing is you might want higher than 15%, but I think 15% is what, I think between 15 and 22% is what's recommended. So, you know, it's not an insignificant amount in here. So really good. Did I tell you the price? £9 for this, yeah, really good price at £9. Just one product left, and that is the Bee Bomb, it is called, and this is 10% niacinamide. It also has zinc and sarcosine in it. This is €8.50, which works out about £7.30. So again, a really, really good price. I have really been enjoying having niacin in my routine. And you guys know I love the niacin powder from The Ordinary. I just felt it made it so easy to add niacin into my routine, because I could just add a pinch of the powder to whatever serum I was using. Most serums would work okay with it. I think I do need to do an updated DECIEM favourites or The Ordinary favourites and kind of talk about that, because there were several times where my skin felt a little bit irritated and I couldn't put my finger on what had caused it. Normally I can point to something and go, it was that caused it, it was that caused it, you know, and I couldn't, other than it may have been that I used too much niacinamide powder, because that can be irritating. And so that's kind of made me, I've put the powder aside and have been using niacin products. And do you remember I bought the one from Revolution and have really enjoyed that. The reason I never used niacin serums before that is because every one I got, other than, I think it was the Garden of Wisdom, I think I said before it was the Inky List one, but it was actually the Garden of Wisdom, they would pill on my skin, they would ball up with whatever skincare I used, and I hate that. I really don't like that at all when that happens. And I know there's a lot of tips and tricks out there to stop it, but I never found any of them work. So I do really like that one from Revolution, so I wanted to try another one, and this appealed to me because it's also got zinc in it, and it's just a lovely sounding formula. It's another one that is quite liquidy, but a bit more like a serum. As you can see, it runs down my hand a bit slower there, but this one does feel lovely and silky. It feels really, really nice. And this one, hallelujah, does not pill, it does not ball up with any. I've used it with lots of different things. You know, sometimes I would use that with use a serum with a night cream and it would be fine, but then the minute I introduced an oil, it would seem to be fine when you were putting it on, but 5 minutes later you'd be like, what is that on my skin? And oh, horrible. That one doesn't do it at all. It's absolutely fine. So I am really enjoying using this, I have to say, and this is a definite repurchase. Did I tell you the price? I keep forgetting if I've told you the price. £7.30, yeah, I did. And it's a 10% niacinamide, which is great. That's everything that I've bought. I can't see anything on the website that I wouldn't buy. There doesn't seem to be anything in jars. You know how I don't like things in jars. The other products that they offer, they do a hyaluronic acid. They do a couple of exfoliating acids that seem good, but I might well try them. That's probably, if I was going to purchase something else, like once I put in my next order for my Retinal, I will probably try one of their exfoliating acids, and I think that's it. I know somebody that's used the jelly cleanser and is really enjoying that as well. So yeah, highly recommend them. It's funny, I think that 2021 is going to be a good year for skincare because I found the Versed skincare and I love the products from there, and now finding these, I'm really interested in what they come out with next. You know, hopefully they'll come out with some new products, like maybe a night cream or something like that would be lovely. So let me know what you have tried from them and what you are enjoying. I will tell you my makeup. I was going to say I'll list it below, but no, I'll tell you because otherwise I'll forget. That's half the reason I tell you my makeup at the end, is because so that when I edit it, I actually know what I'm wearing. So my foundation is a very interesting one. It is it called Good Apple? It's the KVD Good Apple. It's in a compact foundation. This is the first day I've used it. I liked how it applied. I don't know whether it's going to look too cakey, whether I put too much on, or how it's going to last. We shall see, but that's what I'm wearing, and I got the colour Light 012. On my eyes is the Bare Minerals Loose Pigment in... No, it's not. No, it's not. I'm saying that because that's normally when I've got more natural makeup, that's what I've used. It's not that at all. It's the Too Faced Natural Matte Palette. There's a peach colour in there that I used. On my cheeks is the Clinique blush in Innocent Peach, and then on my lips is the KVD liquid lipstick in Lolita. Just realised I'm giving you false information. This lipstick is actually the Stila liquid lipstick in Palermo. It's very much like the KVD Lolita lipstick, but it's not. This top, isn't it a lovely colour? I absolutely love it. It is from Marks and Spencer's. So I'm looking very bright today between this, my lipstick, and the purple walls. I don't know what that will be like to edit. It might be very bright for you. But I hope that you enjoyed that. Thank you so much for watching, and I will speak to you again soon.